Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden at Homestead. Guys, I'm just doing a walk around here in the garden. We've had some frost, we've had lots of rain, but it looks like everything is still growing, so there's still hope of getting a beautiful mustard green harvest. As you can see, I have 5 containers here of mustard greens. Some are doing better than others. Looks like it could take a little feeding. I'm not going to feed it today because we've had rain for the past 2, maybe even 3 days. And so the soil is very moist at the moment. So I'm going to wait until it dries up a bit, and then I'm going to go on and water. Here are my Brussels sprouts that I planted kind of late in the fall. But as you can see, they're still growing. Over here I have some cabbage, and also in the cells of the cinder blocks I planted garlic, and as you can see, some of the garlic has started coming up in each of the cinder blocks. Over here, guys, is my bed of collard greens, and we've been doing some harvesting for our Thanksgiving meal. I didn't have collards for Christmas, but we did harvest off of these, and as you can see, many of them have already started growing back. Over here are some turnip greens. These didn't do so well. I've really put a lot of seeds in here, but this is all that germinated. None of them germinated in this one. A few here, and a lot of these are weeds, like this right here. This is a weed. But that's a not collard green, a turnip green. The turnips did better over here. And these over here did pretty good. And this is my bed of kale and broccoli. And I've been harvesting some of my broccoli leaves. But as you can see here, it's forming a broccoli head. There's one coming in there as well. I've been doing a lot of harvesting as well from this kale. And I'm noticing that down lower, the older leaves are starting to turn yellow. And I'm just simply going to break these off and add them to my super juice so that they can feed my plants. So in this bed, I have the kale in the outer cells of the cinder blocks and cabbage in the middle. And like I've said, our weather has just been up and down. We've had some really cold days and lots of rainy days, but the last couple of days the weather has been like 50s, 55, 56, 57, somewhere along that line. So it hasn't been so cold. I've got a lot of older leaves here also of my collards that needs to come off, but the plant is still alive and it is still producing from the center where I'm able to cut and come again. But these collards here are older than the other ones that I showed you. So I'm looking to see these as soon as it gets warm again. They'll probably go to seed because that would be considered their second year, and collards go to seed in the second year. Over here in these containers are more mustard greens. Mustard greens are my absolute favorite type of greens, so I try to grow a lot of them. And over here in the back, this is my comfrey that's planted in the ground. Comfrey, of course, is used as a fertilizer, and they have a very long tap root that pulls a lot of the minerals and nutrients from the ground. And when you place these in water and allow it to sit for about 2 weeks, that juice, which we call our super juice, is very good and nutritious for your vegetables. And so that is a natural and inexpensive way to fertilize your garden. And it's also an organic way of fertilizing where you're not using Miracle-Gro and other things like that. If you're interested in being an organic gardener. I can't say that I am an organic gardener because I use a lot of soil that's on sale. So sometimes if I find Miracle-Gro or Stay Green on sale, I usually pick up a bag. So I don't consider myself an organic gardener totally, but I do try to use natural resources that are available. And over here, guys, this is an herb bed, but because I planted blackberries along this fence line, some of the blackberries rooted into this bed. But as you can see, I've got some parsley that's still growing and doing well here. And my sage plant here is still alive. I find that I use a lot of parsley, a lot of sage, and thyme as well. So going forward, I'm not going to just be planting a whole lot of herbs. I'm going to plant the ones that I know that we use a lot here on the homestead, and try to keep a steady supply of what we use. And I'm so excited about spring gardening. I've already gone to our Dollar Tree and the garden seeds were out already. And I'm like, oh my goodness, let me grab them now before they're all gone. But I'm so looking forward to planting in the spring. And I'm hoping to do the market garden again. And as you can see over here, the beds that we cleaned in the fall are starting to see weeds again. And then also the soil level in the beds needs to be raised up. So I'll be working on that a little at a time. But just wanted to come on, guys, and show you my garden as it currently is. And then also I found something behind the Walgreens near my home that I thought would be great for the garden. So let's go over here, guys. I'll take you to the other garden and show you my new garden find. And while we're over here, guys, I need to harvest some of this spinach. It is just absolutely beautiful. And I told Ava we're going to make some dip. Over here, these are the onions that I planted. And they were the onion bulbs. And as you can see, the tops have all come up on every last one of them. Over here, guys, I have more cabbage growing, and the leaves that fell are really serving as a mulch, and so I just allow it to sit there. In the back, I've got more kale and maybe 1 or 2 broccoli plants. Same thing over here. I've got collards, some collards and some broccoli, and over here I have collards and a few cabbage plants. And so these are all younger than the ones in the other garden area. So as I harvest off of one, then I can wait a week or so and come and harvest off the ones in here, which keeps me a steady supply of greens. But these are the things that I found. These benches or whatever they are, I found them behind Walgreens. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I can use this in the garden, either as a bench to sit on, or I can put pots on top of it. But for now, I just placed them here until I decide where I want them come this coming spring. But it is sturdy. I think it's used to hold the crates for the drinks, the beverages, whether it's the canned Cokes or the bottled Cokes. If you turn it over, it's used to stack those crates, but turned this way, like I said, it could serve as a bench in the garden, or it can serve as, an area where I just set my pots on top of. So haven't decided just yet. I've been watching the Glades Garden Girl, and she's so creative in the garden and gives me so much inspiration. And I thought about her when I found these two garden items. But if you haven't checked out her channel, it's called Glades Garden Girl, and she's in Florida, and she has a container garden of over 200 to 300 plus containers. So go check her out. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I hope that you all had a blessed Christmas, and I wish you all a wonderful, prosperous new year. God bless. Bye-bye.